without further ado, let's get into this. Go ahead. I want you to take 10 breaths in. We're going to inhale through our nose. Make sure your tongue is not touching the back of your teeth. So your jaw is slightly open, but your lips are still closed. So you inhale through the mouth and you exhale through the nose. 9 more, just like that. Give me 4 more. Last one. Now keep your eyes closed if you feel guided to, otherwise you can open them as I cast a circle around us. So I'm going to cast a circle of life, specifying that my core healing team, in conjunction with Source, Creator God, be present for this powerful session, of day 1 of Effortless Woman. As always, we ask that our divine channels of communications be cleared to the highest frequency available, including but not limited to our clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, claircognizant, transmedium, kundalini, sexual, psychic, telepathic channels, so that we may connect deeper to our soul's purpose and alignment for the highest good of all. I also ask at this time that all 4 etheric bodies, mental, emotional, spiritual, and of course our physical bodies, be taken up and repaired in frequency. I also ask that all 4 chakras be realigned, repaired, or replaced to take them to the highest frequency available at that time, so that we can access more of our infinite light and power. I also ask that this container be filled with the highest frequencies and alchemical healing that are available to us now. And as always, we have infinite gratitude to love and light, to the one light, Creator, Source, God, for whom all of this and all things are possible. Aho. Oh, I'm so excited for today. Okay, so day 1, I have up here, I'm sharing my screen. I've already welcomed you, and I'm so excited you guys are here. We've done our invocation prayer. Next, we're going to talk about what we've been taught. All right, we're going to talk about what is available to us. We're going to talk about the universe, Source, God. We're going to talk about beliefs, of course, and then we're going to talk about the effortless woman embodied. So let's just dive right in true form, no fluff here. Effortless. What does effortless mean? Well, I looked up this definition here, and it's requiring no physical or mental exertion. So, for example, you went up the stairs without an effortless bounce, right? Without any exertion, without breathing heavy, without it being hard, right? And I want to ask you, I want you to think about, what does effortless mean to you? What are some things in your life that you do that are just effortless? Some things that come to mind are like loving your children, right? Loving your spouse, loving yourself. Maybe that's effortless to you, maybe it's not. But things that are just like effortless. Maybe cooking is effortless to you. Maybe showing up on social media is effortless to you. Maybe it's leading at work, leading meetings, showing up online, whatever it is. What are some things that are effortless to you? And can you take just a moment and think about what that feels like to you, what you've identified as effortless? What do you feel like when you're doing that effortless thing? Just close your eyes and think about that and how beautiful and magical it is. And now I want to talk to you about what we've been taught. what have we been taught in life? We've been taught that life has to be hard, right? It's got to struggle. You're going to struggle. You're going to sacrifice. That only the strong prevail. That life is going to drag you through the mud. That you're going to be on your knees. How many of you have heard that? Yeah, totally. Yep. Yeah, my dad used to say this all the time. Totally. I can so relate. That's what we've been taught. This is the lie we've been sold. And you see this everywhere, right? You'll see this in marketing. When you're watching TV, a commercial, you'll hear it. And on social media, you gotta work hard, you gotta hustle, you gotta be hard. And today I want you to know that there will be moments of hard in your life, absolutely. But the majority of your life gets to be effortless. The majority of your life, even when it's hard, when the hard things come up, because it won't be all the time, right? It'll be sometimes. It's choosing to allow the ease to come in, choosing to allow what you can to be effortless. So let's break this down. What do you believe about life, right? Do you believe it has to be hard? Do you believe it has to be challenging? And what proof have you been given that it has to be that? What examples in your life? The examples that I've been shown that I used to believe were that the other shoe was always going to drop, right? Only for so long were you going to be so high, and then it was like, boom, it's over. And you got to pick yourself back up, right? You have to pull yourself out of the mud. That it doesn't get to be easy, and you always have fairy tales. And one of the biggest lies I was sold was a Disney movie, a Disney fairy tale. I thought that's how marriage was supposed to be. That one day I was going to get swept off my feet. And I was, and husband did do that for me for sure. But I thought it'd be like happily ever after, right? And while I do believe in happily ever afters, what they don't show in the Disney movies, what was never portrayed for me in the Disney movies, because I grew up watching Disney movies, loved Disney movies, reading the fairy tale books, reading the romance books, right? Is they never portrayed the hard. I recorded just a podcast episode about this, and so then I grew up having this full belief on how life should look, how marriage should look, how relationships should look, with only this one side of it, right? Because I was never really opened up to this other side. And if you don't know me, you know my story is, well, my parents divorced when I was about 13, 12 maybe. And my parents had this relationship that I thought was completely fine. And then one day it was over. I never saw them fighting. I never knew anything. And so as a kid, my soul is showing me all these things right now too. I assumed everything was fine, and that's how a relationship should be. And so then when it dissolved, I'm like, whoa, what happened there? Okay. And then I never really saw, and then my mom got remarried to whom I call my dad now, and he's an incredible man. But I still was never given this, this is how a relationship should be, kind of where it's incredible, but it's also there are some challenges. You don't always get along, this and that, right? And so I had this belief that I was supposed to look like this. So when I got married and we had these challenges of working through our shit and healing our own self and what our expectations were and what our needs were and all these things, I was shocked and appalled that I didn't know how to work through these things, right? I didn't know to expect that sometimes it would be hard. I didn't know how to release control, how to let go of the gripping, the controlling, how to let go of the forcing and let it also just be. So this was a really big belief of mine. I thought marriage should always be a cakewalk. And when it wasn't, that was really freaking hard. And my husband had a different perspective, right? He knew it was going to be hard. He came into it his parents really struggled and they also ended up divorced. And so he saw the good and the bad of marriage. I never did. And so I'm sharing this because I want to know what you believe. What are your core beliefs about life? Do you believe that you have to struggle? Do you believe it has to be hard? And also, what is the proof you've been given? So our subconscious mind, which is we have two parts of our mind, our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is the mind that is like comes alive when you're doing new things, when you're trying new things, when you're excited, when you're going to a new place, when you're meeting a new person, all these things. Your subconscious mind is your mind that's created from 0 to 7. And all these things are like placed in your subconscious mind, all these beliefs, all these behaviors, all these rules that you just learn as a kid. And it like is on autopilot. Your subconscious mind is your mind that's operating when you're driving to work every day, right? You know, turn left out of your neighborhood, you know, to turn right into the parking lot, you know, how to start your coffee. You don't even have to pay attention to that anymore. Anything that's just like on autopilot, like, you know, you're driving, you're like, was that light red or green? That's your subconscious mind is green, right? And you don't have to stop, you just keep going. And so when your subconscious mind is built, it is built with a lot of things from our childhood that don't necessarily serve us, right? Like if you go back to my example of how marriage should be, that's different. But also as like, in this case, as a woman, how should you be? A lot of that is built from when you're 0 to 7. So if you heard your mom talk badly about her body, she didn't have confidence, she didn't take action, she didn't trust herself in like actually moving forward or going after her dreams or listening to her intuition, right? A lot of this was modeled for you. A lot of these ideas, beliefs were put into your subconscious mind by your parents because you heard them speaking from 0 to 7. And so I really want us to become aware of what proof we've been given. And this, like, as I'm making you aware of it, I'm going to call in your guides now and your ancestors and your core healing team. So you guys know I'm really big into alchemical healing and I'm really big into working with my guides. And if you come into any of my containers and spaces, you're automatically getting, just like I said in the beginning here, this invocation prayer, you're getting taken up in frequency. Yeah. Stephanie's like, yeah, I'm already feeling it right now, like a little in my head, some energy release. Yeah, because you have a block here that we're working on clearing. So me and my team, when I say my team, like my guides, my ancestors, my alchemy team, which are working on you when you're in this space, taking you up in frequency, removing things that are holding you down. Like in Stephanie's case, right, she has a block here that we're clearing for her along with her team. So you have all of these teams and these guides too. The difference is, and some of you in here, but like, this is one of the special pieces of my container because I'm able to do this healing work on you that you may be unaware of at this time. You have these same teams available to you. You just might not be communicating with them. We're going to tap in and I'm going to show you some ways to communicate with them inside this program. But I want you to know that, and I'm calling you in and your guides and activating them too, along with my team, are in communication to make you aware of these little beliefs, these proofs that you've been given, because some of this is going to be your homework after we meet today and tomorrow as well. So really, what proof have you been given about life, how it should be? What is your belief about life? You know, that you have to work really hard, that money comes really hard to you, that, you know, nobody fully loves you. Like, what are those things? I really want to identify those things because it's in identifying those things and becoming aware of those things that we can then see them for what they are, decide if we want to believe them or not, and clear them if not. And make room for actually what does serve you. So in this instance, going back to my marriage belief, right? I now know I've done the work, I've healed a bunch of stuff in myself. I see why I had that belief, right? That was what was modeled to me. That's what I wanted to believe from the Disney movies, the books, the romance novels, all those things that I read. I know that that's no longer a core belief of mine. I know that in a whole, my marriage gets to be effortless when I choose it to be, right? When I allow it to be, but also I know that like some hard stuff is going to come up. And that's okay. I also know I trust I've lived enough life to know that it's going to work itself out for my highest good and it's going to be okay. And that just because we have a disagreement doesn't mean we're automatically what was modeled for me, right? My parents got a divorce. It doesn't mean that when we have a disagreement, we're going to get divorced, right? And so I will work through those things and you'll begin to see these in every area of your life if you're open to it. And I want you to like look at me right now and I want you to feel that I want you to be so freaking open to recognize these things. Okay. We're doing like a bunch of heart work right now on y'all that are in here live with me. And all of you that are catching the replay, you'll get that sort too. But just like opening up your heart to see and to become aware of the beliefs that you have that are no longer serving you. So along with what the beliefs you have that are no longer serving you, what are the beliefs that you want to believe, right? What do you want to believe? And let's break this down. So I, at my core, believe that life gets to be effortless. I believe that in conjunction with God, source, the universe, which we're going to talk about later, it gets to be easy and effortless in most cases. And I also know that it's happening for me, not to me. So I want to believe that life gets to be easy and comforting and calm. I'm going to have such a freaking calm central nervous system, y'all. Peaceful. This is what I believe. So what do you guys want? Throw this in the chat here, so I can see what you guys are. Mm-hmm. You want it to be peaceful. You want it to feel like you're in co-creation, that it's not just you're willy-nilly being passed around. I love that. You want it to feel like you're loved. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah. So now my question is to you, are you ready to rewrite your beliefs? Go ahead and put in the comments, claim it yes, 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 yes. So let me just tell you, yes, yes, yes. Love, love, love. One of my favorite things to teach on is recoding beliefs. So I shared with you one of my beliefs, right, at the beginning about my marriage and how marriage should look, right? And my core beliefs are, at a whole, I believe that everybody is doing the best that they can. Another core belief of mine is I believe that I get to have access to anything and everything I want, that I get to have anything and everything I want, right? And so I want to give you guys I want to give you guys an exercise to identify your core beliefs, because why this is so important is because when you connect to your core beliefs, you have other beliefs that are going to come up outside of your core beliefs. For example, one of my core beliefs always used to be that the shoe will always drop. The other shoe will always drop. And so what would happen? The other shoe would always drop, right? And what would, I would be surprised because I already knew this. So this is the thing about manifestation. So often we're like, okay, well, I desire to manifest X, Y, Z, which I know this is Effortless Woman, but this ties into play. When we believe something to be true, then it's true. You've seen it over and over and over again. For example, so badly, I had this belief that, actually, let's use, my soul, that's not an awesome example. Use this one instead. I had this belief that I was going to have a really hard time getting pregnant the second time because I had a miscarriage and it was terrible. And then I was going to have a really hard time getting pregnant. And I had this, it was literally a core belief. As soon as I had my miscarriage, I was dead set. I was going to have a hard time getting pregnant. And there was nothing he would say or do to convince me otherwise. And I was all in for all the things. I want to get on meds. I want to do IUI. I want to get on the list for IVF. I want to do I want to get all the testing, blah, 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 blah. And we did all that. We did IUI. And the very first time we did IUI, we got caught. But before all of that, all this is taking back fine. You're we don't know, taking the meds, all the things. It was I was so freaking determined that there was something wrong that I could not be talked out of it. I could not be convinced out of it. And no matter what, that's how it was going to be, period. And there was nothing else that anybody can convince me of. And I know you can relate to this because at some point in your life, you've also had this belief. Even when this can also look like somebody has told you, no, I didn't do that to hurt you. No, I didn't say that. No, that's not true. And you're no, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Even though you don't have the full proof because you're no, I just know, I know. Because this is the core belief. I always knew you were going to do that to me, right? I always knew you were going to lie to me. I've heard this a lot from clients. You have this core belief that your husband, your spouse, your partner is always going to lie to you, has always been unfaithful. You've never caught them, but you have this core belief that they're doing something that they shouldn't be behind your back. And then when it finally happens, you're I freaking knew you were doing that. I knew you would do this to me, blah, 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 right? Because you had a belief, a core belief, whether or not it's a good one or not, that was below the surface in your subconscious mind that they were doing something wrong. And then when they finally did, when you caught them in it, you're I knew it. Because you believe so hardly, and the only evidence the universe could bring to you to manifest to you was that belief, because you believe so freaking strongly in it. So now the cool thing is when you find out these core beliefs, whether they are good, and the universe doesn't denote good or bad, happy, sad, $1 million is good, $5 is bad, whatever. We do that as our human. But when we find out these core beliefs, then we have an opportunity to say like, whoa, okay, actually that doesn't serve me. Okay. So now what I want is to recode that belief. And here's how we're going to do this. Number one, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I want to give you this exercise to connect your core beliefs first. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's do this first. I'm going to start saying some beliefs. And I want you to because you're in your body, right? We dropped in. And I want you, when you hear or when you feel your body be like, yes, 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 yes to that belief, you're going to say yes. And you're going to write it down. Okay, in your phone, on a piece of paper, whatever. And that's a core belief for you. And more of these are going to keep coming up after we end today's session and tomorrow and the rest of our time together, okay? And then we're going to go to a journaling exercise after that. So go ahead now. I'm going to read you some core beliefs. So, see how these written down. All right. So as a core belief, I believe that everyone is doing their best as a whole. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not going to give you core beliefs that are I want you to know your core beliefs, but I also want to know the sneaky ones that aren't serving you. So I believe that the other shoe's always going to drop for me. I believe that nothing works out as they say it will. I believe that I'm somebody who always gets the short end of the stick. I believe that I always catch people in lies. I believe that no matter what, I will dig and find dirt. I believe that you can't trust anyone. I believe I'm not good enough. I believe I don't like how I look. I believe that life just happens to me. I believe I'm so imperfect and I can't be loved. I believe I'm a terrible mother. I believe I'm a terrible woman. I believe I'm a terrible friend. I believe I'm a terrible wife. I believe nothing I ever do is good enough. I believe I'm not worthy of the life I want. I believe money isn't safe with me. I believe I'm not worthy of happiness. I believe my spouse, my partner cannot make me happy. I believe I can't trust. I believe someone's always trying to pull a fast one over me. I believe I can't take people's word. I believe I've been hurt way too many times. I believe life will never be as good as I want it to be. I believe it just gets worse and worse. I believe I can't save myself. I believe the worse it gets, the worse it gets. I believe I have no control. I believe nothing happens in my favor. I believe getting hard, you guys, lower my frequency. So let's stop there, actually. Guys, please clear this energy. Take me up with frequency as high as we go with limited effects to my physical body, please, and thank you. So I gave you guys a bunch there. What I want to do now is I want to set the timer. Let's do 3 minutes instead of 5. And I'm going to play a little music while you guys are doing this. But what I want you to do is I want you to conscious journal. So the beliefs you wrote down that I said, I want you to conscious journal about them. So for example, if it was, I believe that money isn't safe with me. Write down under I believe money isn't safe with me, all the ways that money isn't safe with you. And don't read what you're writing, just write. I believe money isn't safe with me. And then just go to town. It'll be believe money isn't safe with me because I've always lost money, because it never shows up for me, because my parents said money was evil, blah, blah, blah. Just write your little sweet little handoff. Okay. And then I'm going to set the timer for 4 minutes actually. And then we're going to stop. And then I'm going to allow you to read them. Okay. And you're going to be able to like just get it out of your consciousness. Because these are these little unconscious beliefs that you have. Okay. And how we're pulling them out of you. And then while you're doing this, I'm going to send you alchemy, right? And energetic healing while you're doing this. Clear your claircognizant channel, which is your knowing channel. You're just knowing that these are beliefs that need to come out. Okay. All right. So go ahead and go. Yes, correct. Yep. So it's those beliefs. Yeah, Sam, it's those beliefs that you've identified that like I wrote out for you that you're like, yes, that's me. I want you to look at those beliefs that you wrote down and then just start journaling about them. What I want from this is for it to come out why you believe that. It was an event, a person, somebody that told you that, or like the evidence that showed you that. Yeah, totally.
Energy is just a word capturing a flavor of an aspect of the shadow of things. And isn't it enough to wash over you, dripped and spine, mind loses control over body and that space of certainty seems to lose balance. Moves with medicine, moves repetitive, even at the point after all is said and done with all the amazing sense. This is not off. The beaten path, I know the reflection that sides of the shadow shot by his light bursting with radiance. He thanks you. But I can't always put a limitation. Forever is less than right now. It's less than this thing. Love is why we exist. Isn't it silly to think that it was down? We return every time. I guess that means it's there all along my skin.
Just keep writing. I mean, if you get stopped, that's okay. Just come back to it. It's okay. I'm reading your comments. Yeah, Kristen. So you're totally on the right track. Just keep going. There's no right or wrong here. That's also the thing. Yeah, there's no right or wrong here. If you feel called, you can also dance to the music. Sometimes that also gets creative, just with going. Okay, y'all. I want you to come back to me. And I want to invite you to be, oopsies, I got two slides in here at the same. I want you to just read what came up for you. And feel free to drop in the comments to what came up. I was like watching comments on my phone because I couldn't essentially see them in here, but let me get back. I think maybe I should be able to see in here. So tell me what comes up for you. Oh no, I can see it here now. Yeah, fear, so much fear, like fear tied to worthiness. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Can you get more specific with me here in the chat? Just, yeah. Worthiness. Yeah, because your parents always said we weren't worthy of money, otherwise we would have had it. And so you're on this rat race. Yep. Rat race to prove your worthiness, right? And you're never worthy and it's never good enough. Totally. So what would it be like then if you embraced, I'm sure you heard people say this, but when I say to you, actually you're worthy just because you woke up today and you're breathing. Does that like resonate in your body, or is that just like you're full of shit? I'm incapable of being loved. Cassandra, why are you incapable of being loved? Who told you that? What makes you think that? Sally, I see you. We're working on your heart. Yeah. I see you. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do is when you look at your list here, what came up for you? When you look at these beliefs, this is one of my favorite things to do is can this belief, what you wrote on this piece of paper, can it be proved in a court of law? Like, could we literally go in a courtroom and you'd be like, and the judge would be like, yeah, you're right, that's a law. That, for example, that you're not worthy of love. For example, that you have to work really freaking hard for money. Could that be proved in a court of law? No. I want to drop you further into your higher self. So let's just do this quick exercise. I won't play any music, but let's bring you back into your body, and then we're going to tap into our higher selves, okay? Take some deep breaths. Maybe 3 deep breaths. There's so much energy here now. Now I want you to see yourself, keep your eyes closed, as your higher self, as the woman who is this beautiful soul who came here and who knows her mission, her passion, her magic, her purpose, who is unbound by fear, by shame, by guilt, who is like so comfortable and confident in her own skin, who walks around and knows that she is a badass goddess capable of anything and everything. I want you to see yourself with her. See what your hair looks like, what kind of makeup you're wearing, or maybe you're not wearing makeup. Maybe you're in sweats, maybe you're in a bathing suit, maybe you're sitting on the beach, at the ocean, your feet are in. Maybe you're sitting in your living room reading a book. Like what? Maybe you're walking around in these like, beautiful clothes, like dripping in luxury. What is it for you? And this is your higher self. So feel into her energy. How does she feel? She like super high in frequency and she's like buzzing. I'm like buzzing in energy right now. Thank you. My higher self, my soul, this is the energy I would be operating in, this calm steadiness in my body. And now I want to ask you, as you're tapping into her, what does she believe? What are her core beliefs? My higher self is saying my core belief is that everything is always working out in my favor. I am taken care of beyond my wildest imagination. That I have been set free from the fear and the binds that have been attached to me, keeping me small, that I get to fly away free like a beautiful butterfly I am. What is your higher self telling you? And if you are not clairaudient, you might not hear things, you might just feel things, or if you're more clairvoyant, you might see things, and it's okay. Or maybe you don't get any of those yet, and that's okay too, because know that we're in here, right? We asked at the beginning of clearing your channels and clearing your channels and clearing your channels. And the less of this work you've done, the more your channels are not clear. And so the more you come into my spaces and my containers, and the more you come back and listen to this replay, my guides are in here infusing energy and you clearing these channels so you can experience some of the knowing, some of the hearing, some of the visualizations that your higher self is telling you. But even if you're not experiencing that now, know that it's available to you and know that your higher self is here, is present with you. And I want you to just be in this energy for a moment of your higher self. Be in the magic of your higher self. It's beautiful, isn't it? So beautiful. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you an energy clearing. Because now that we've calibrated out to your higher self and all of that energy, I want to give you an energy clearing to clear out any of the low frequencies. And so I do these in some of my spaces and containers, but I'm going to leave you with this one here. And know that this energy clearing, you can come back and listen to it anytime. And also know that this one time you will have cleared the energy that your body was ready to clear at this time. So all you have to do to be present in this energy clearing is to just say yes. So you can type it in the comments here. Yes, yes, yes. Or you can say it out loud. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm just going to walk you through this. You can keep your eyes closed. You can keep your eyes open. I just ask that you stay focused because I want to clear this energy from you. So I'm going to call in my guides, my core healing team, my alchemy team. We're going to be present for this energy clearing, and we're going to clear any and all energies that are not for our highest good of all these incredible women that are inside this container and or myself. We're going to strip and we're going to clear, disintegrate any cords that are not serving us, that have been attached to us from people, places, things, beliefs that are no longer serving us for our highest good. We're asking that we clear those and take those out, take us up as high as we possibly can in frequency, up, for our highest good of all. Any people that have corded into us, let's disintegrate those cords, let's reintegrate into grounding into this earth, and any of those cords that are disintegrated, please let them go into Mother Earth to be regenerated for higher things. Any things that have corded into us, let's disintegrate those cords that are not for our highest good and regenerate back into Mother Earth for other incredible things for us and for the highest consciousness of the planet. Any places that we've been that have corded into us that are no longer serving us and are for our highest good, please disintegrate those cords, let them go into Mother Earth for the highest good of all involved. Take us up in frequency as high as we can go from it affects our physical body. Let us call in this high frequency energy, this potent energy, this goddess energy, this higher self energy that wants to go and go and go and go. Any frequency that's below the frequency of love, we are not available for that. We clear out any of those frequencies that are below the frequency of love. We're calling in love and joy and abundance for higher self. And we're calling in the incredible effortless woman that we are. We desire to be effortless. We desire to lean into the effortless woman that we are. What that looks like, for it to be easy, for it to be calm, for our central nervous system to be calm and built upon the joy, the peace for us, for our highest good and the highest good of those around us. When we clear out any and all energies that are no longer serving that, they regenerate back into Mother Earth to come back in other ways to us and to others for the highest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are now clearing, we are dismissing any energies that are below the frequency of love and are not for our highest good. We operate in the love frequency or higher. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To activate this energy clearing, you simply need to say yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then please also say activate 3 times. Activate, activate, activate. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Go ahead and open your eyes. Okay. Yay. Just create some energy. I did want to tell you this, y'all. So since we did this energy clearing, my team is going to be sending energy to you up in frequency, which might mean your ears are ringing, which might mean your throat is really dry, which might mean you notice some tingling, and that is okay. All right. What I also want to tell you, though, I want to give you this tool because you can come back to this clearing, but also if you're feeling energy on you that doesn't feel good, like when you start to feel anxious, or you're just around somebody who like you pick up their energy on, there's a couple things you can do, but I'm just going to show you this one. It's shaking out your energy. So this looks like just literally shaking out, like shake out your legs, I like bounce on my feet and then I shake out my hands and my arms. And like literally this is like letting the low frequencies go. So if you don't want to come back to this energy clearing it, you're just like in the car and you want to let it go, just shake out your body. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just shaking it out. You know what? I'm going to save the God, source, universe talk for tomorrow, because today we cleared a lot and we were in the energy. So I'm going to push that to tomorrow, where we're really talking about co-creation and the effortless co-creation that's available to you. So that's going to be what we're going to talk about tomorrow. But I want to leave you today with a couple things. So number one, and then I'll go to the next slides to tell you about your homework for tonight, but you're going to get bonus points if you write out new beliefs that you have, right? We've cleared your old beliefs, we've cleared your energy. So writing out new beliefs that you want to calibrate up to, even if you read them out and your mind is like, this is BS, and doesn't actually fully believe them, that's okay. Because by the end of our time together, by the end of these 4 potent days together, and the 4 days we also get in Boxer, you guys are going to be able to clear out your energy, or you're going to feel good about your new beliefs, okay? And I want you to read them every day. This is how you embody them. This is how you actually like get behind manifestation. Things come to fruition faster when you can read them, embody them, and feel it into your body, okay? All right, so let's talk about homework. Physical homework. I want you to write down what your ideal day looks like as the effortless woman. How do you wake up? How do you feel when you wake up? What do you do? How do you dress? Like all these things, okay? Get very detailed. The more granular you can get, the better. Emotional homework. Feel into your body by taking 10 deep breaths. So remember, we took 10 deep breaths at the beginning of this, okay? And then I want you to sit still, set your timer for like 5 minutes. Sit still in your body and see where you're feeling your feelings. See where it feels heavy or hard in your body. And then when it feels heavy or hard, like right now, my stomach feels heavy. And you're just going to ask, okay, I told you we're going to talk to your guides a little bit. So you always have, let me say this, you always have guides, ancestors, you have a core healing team, you have an alchemy team that's supporting you, you have an angelic team that supports you as well. Whether or not you're really tapped and tuned into that or not, you do, okay? And without getting too involved, I'm just going to invite you to explore talking to your guides. And if that doesn't feel right for you, then just like where it feels heavy. So in my stomach right now, I'm just going to ask my guides, like, guides, please send my stomach love and light to feel this heaviness and let it remove it out of my body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you don't want to call in your guides, you can physically yourself imagine sending your stomach, in this case, love and light, seeing it all light up. So it's like beautiful and light and oh, it's yummy. See it like filling golden, beautiful light and let it go. Okay. Any place that feels heavy or hard in your body, explore that and then send those areas love and light and watch as this also takes you up in frequency, which is the point here. Okay. The lighter you are, the more effortlessness is available to you. It's available to you at all times, but the better you feel, right? And therefore you can go up in frequency, which is part of effortless, which by the way is your birthright. Okay. Just all this other shit that we've been taught and told that like we have to feel, we don't feel worthy, that like we can't have what we want, blah, 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 blah. That's all the shit that brings us down. Okay. This is your birthright and we're bringing you back to it. We're bringing you back to remembering it. Your spiritual homework is to talk to your guide, source, universe, call in your guides and ancestors and go deep. So this looks like repeating the invocation prayer that I gave you guys at the beginning, asking your guides to send you in love and light, asking your guides to clear your channels, like I said in the invocation prayer, okay? Talk, be open. If that doesn't feel good to you, don't do it, okay? But this is your homework. And then lastly, remember I gave you bonus points if you write down your new beliefs, you say them aloud, see how they feel in your body. If a belief doesn't feel good, call in your guides. Send that belief love and light. I desire to integrate this belief in my body. I desire to integrate this belief. I want to believe this. This is the future. This is my higher self calling this in. You guys, there's no way to fuck this up. So like, I see some of your comments like, wait, what do we say? How do we say this? So to call your team in. Hey guys, can you please send love and light to my stomach? Hey guys, Nick and I had a disagreement earlier. Like I started feeling it here. I'm like, guys, please clear this energy. Guys, my throat is like really dry. You're going to let out your throat chakras right now because you're holding yourself back from speaking your truth, which is why I'm now showing it up in my body. My guides are working on that with your guys in your own bodies. So talk, speak, do what feels good for you, you guys. Here's the thing. My intention for the entire Effortless Woman is follow the feel good feeling. I want you to feel freaking good and know that like the better you feel, the better you feel, the better you feel. The better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, right? And so I'm giving you these tools to embrace your effortless woman. And tomorrow we're going to dive deep into the co-creation process to know that like you get to feel really freaking good and know that something, i.e. God, source, universe, also has your back in the co-creation process of that and embracing your effortless woman. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.